Have you ever wondered what life was like for the ordinary people who shaped Europe's history? Today, we're stepping back in time to explore the world of the European peasant, the backbone of society for centuries. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you will get notified when a new video is out. These were real people with real lives. They worked hard, facing harsh winters, unpredictable harvests, and sometimes the demands of powerful lords. Peasants would be working from dawn to dusk to get the most out of the daylight. Work was usually field work and caring for animals, but also smaller work like fetching firewood or collecting water. This could very well be work for the kids, since kids were expected to work from a young age. News came from mouth to mouth. It was very important for peasants to know what was happening in their surrounding area, since their life depended on it. Sometimes peasants went to the market to buy, sell, or trade items, and a small village or town's market may not have had the buyers or sellers of the items in question. They would know when the neighboring villages and towns had their market days, and they would also know when the possibly more distant regional chartered market towns held their market days, as that would be where they might be able to get the best selections of items they might want to buy, or prices for goods that they want to sell. Peasants would also know about the local politics, but also politics between different countries. They would know when there a nearby noble, rich or powerful person was hosting a feast or festival, and some might be able to get some time to pop over for a time. Hosting feasts and festivals was a medieval way of gaining social stature, was a very public expression of local politics. Who was invited, who was seated at the high table, who was closer or further from the host, that would all be very public and visible. As for rulers of other kingdoms and politics between the kingdoms, they would also have some knowledge of that. For instance, in the 100 Years' War, the King of France and England levied heavier taxes to pay for the war, and so the peasants knew all about the war and how it was going. They also knew about the leadership of the opposing kingdom, because the changes could bring relief from taxes, increased taxes, a need for the local lord to levy more troops, etc. Peasants were very interested in what was going on in the region, since it affected their life and work. But life wasn't all bad. There were labor-free Sundays, and when the ploughing and harvesting seasons were over, the peasant got time to rest too. In fact, during periods of particularly high wages, such as 14th century England, peasants might put in no more than 150 days a year. This sounds nice, but their freedom of movement wasn't like today. Some peasants required permission to leave the land that they lived on, so most peasants were indebted to some form of servitude to feudal lords and their manors. That's a peek into the life of a European peasant. But remember, their story is much richer than just work and chores. Remember to like and comment your thoughts down below.